Groundwork Institute was asked to help with a wetlands restoration and sewage treatment project for 5 villages on the outskirts of Tianjin. Tianjin is a city of about 11 million people, 110 kilometers southeast of Beijing. The 5 villages are located in Shuangkou Township on the outskirts of Tianjin. They're in the path of development for Tianjin and are designated in the master plan as part of the city. Groundwork has a long-time connection with Shuangkou Township. Wubao, the Vice Secretary of the Shuangkou Township on the right, invited us to work on this project. On the left is the former head of Shuangkou Town, Mr. Li, then Sandy Hershen, Yajeng Song, and Huck Rorick from Groundwork Institute, and then Wubao on the right. The 5 villages have a population of about 2,500. The smallest village has 238 and the largest 822 people. They're located on about 113 acres of land. This is the main street of Qianpu. This is a typical side street. The houses are all traditional one-story brick courtyard houses. This is the entry gate with the courtyard beyond. These are representatives from several of the villages and the local government with Groundworks Director. These are the 2 villages the people wanted to preserve, Jianpu and Haopu, and the wetlands adjacent. The wetlands used to be a river, but various forms of development blocked it off, and now it's an isolated system. Here is a closer aerial view. You can see panoramas from each of the red dots. This is one view of the wetlands. The wetlands have been used as a trash dump. The land has been filled and chopped up. Parts are shallow with little water. Notice the steep embankments that you can't walk down to approach the water. At some points the water has narrowed to almost nothing. Here is a wide view of one side of the wetlands. There are a number of problems with the existing wetlands. The existing wetlands have a lot of trash. In many places the water is shallow, and in places the channels are very narrow. The banks are steep, making it difficult to approach the water. The farmers push their fields into the wetlands, sometimes filling and leaving steep embankments and reducing the area of the wetlands. Our idea is to restore the wetlands and create a natural area that serves as a park and recreational area, and also create some wildlife habitat. We would remove the garbage, enlarge and deepen the water areas. We would restore the banks to more natural contours that are also more inviting for people and give both visual and walking access to the water. We would create a forest around this that would separate it from the town and agricultural fields. This would give a sense of a separate, more natural and wild place. It would also provide some habitat for wildlife. In plan, we can see the existing waterways. We will enlarge and deepen them. We will need some land to create a more natural slope and gentle transition to the water, and surround this with the forest buffer. But a problem is evident. The forest buffer will take up land that the farmers are now using. What can we do about that? How about a tree farm? The farmers have them now. This is a tree farm nearby. The farmers harvest these trees in 8 to 10 years. They either cut them for wood or dig them up and sell them for landscaping. China is planting lots of trees and large trees for areas they are landscaping. However, as our park buffer and wildlife area, this is not as natural or beautiful as we would like. For one thing, the trees are all the same age and planted in a rigid rectangular pattern. What if we were to plant them at different times and get a forest with different aged trees planted in a more natural pattern? Our idea is to cut some trees and plant some new ones every year. That way we can have a forest of trees that are 1 year old, 2 years old, 3, 4, up to 10 years. Then we can have a continual harvest, cutting 10 to 12% of the trees every year, and also a continual forest. Our objective is to get as natural and beautiful a forest as we can and still have it productive and useful to the farmer. A natural forest not only has different age trees, it also has different types of trees, bushes, grasses, and flowers. Could we do that with our tree farm? Why not? Farmers in the area already plant other crops amongst the trees in their tree farm. This is a farm nearby. For a park, we may also want some open grassy areas. What if we make some areas open for grazing sheep? That would fit with existing farming, as sheep are also raised in this area. The question we are posing to farmers is, how close can you get to a natural forest and wetland area and have it still be productive for you? Can you use your creativity to create such a place? So, will the local farmers think we are nuts? Will they think it's crazy to try to do this? To get an idea, we met with one of the local farmers, Guo Shigui. He is a quite successful farmer and used to be head of one of the villages. We talked with him for some hours, walked his farm, and discussed this idea. At the end, he gave us a big thumbs up, saying, "I like your idea. I'll support you." This project is exciting because it gives an example of letting farming work together with a natural environment, of encouraging species diversity along with farm income. And it shows a combination of a farm and natural environment working in conjunction with human use for recreation, landscape, and aesthetics. Humans and human activities become more integrated into a natural ecology, respecting many creatures and parts of the environment.